topics, talking about some things. We are breaking the internet, and I want to explain to y'all why I am taking a cage fight, what I'm up to. I know a lot of y'all may be in the middle of your workday. I want you to stop because this is going to be something that you actually realize can help you in your life. A lot of different times, people in America, they have big dreams. Everybody has big goals, and I believe too many of us are giving up on our dreams, giving up on our goals because of what I call the law of natural resistance. So what we're going to be covering on this live stream, dude, I've had some crazy ass people calling me out on the internet. I knew this was going to happen. I'm a contractor. The biggest haters in the world are other contractors. Comment below if you think it's funny watching all the commentary back and forth of all the contractors talking. You know, we live in a society, a crabs in the bucket society. You know, I made a post yesterday. The post said, you know what? People say it's lonely at the top. Well, I said that's bullshit. I've got more ride or die friends. Shout out to guys like AJ Ciotti I met as a coaching client who we've worked together. Guys like Jeremy here who's helped me, you know, generate $5 million in business off the internet and go from ball-headed roofer to big internet earner. Shout out to all these people that have been a part of the movement because, you know, what I want to do with this little bitty live stream is address what's going on out there. There is a force out there that everybody, I'll call it the force of distraction. I say that, you know, somebody hit me up on the internet. They said, Lee's a pussy, he's a fraud. And we live in a cancel culture. When I say crabs in a bucket, instead of putting in the work, the one thing about what work I have done, having success has made people hate me a lot more. Like Post Malone, I used to have friends. Now I have a lot of enemies, okay? And the one thing about it is my true friends, they become even closer. But the reality is that the people that I'm close to that see me do the work, they see me take the chance. They see me, you know, all the blood, sweat, and tears, and then they see the results. What I represent in them is the thing they gave up on. What I represent in them is something that really, really pisses them off. And so what they usually have to do is assassinate my character, blame me for their circumstance. And if you're a business owner, you are going to deal with this kind of hatred in your life. And give me some hearts if you've ever dealt with haters in your business, people calling you out, bullies on the street. I can remember one time in the 8th grade, and I've been in a few fights and scraps in my life. And let me tell you about one fight that I ran from, and I'll regret it for the rest of my life. This is the time that really I was in 7th grade. I was a little smaller than some of the guys on the football team. And I had this girl, and one of the guys on the football team wanted the girl, and she was dating both of us. And basically, the guy followed me after basketball practice. Him and his buddy picked on me, and they were going to kick my ass. They're a lot bigger than me. They threw a soda can at me, and I didn't even stand up and take my licks. I should have fucking stood up, took my licks. I ran to my mom, and I was like, dude, they're trying to beat me up and pick on me. And I changed schools, and I'm going to be real with you, man. The anxiety that came from me running from that fight, I should have just stood up to the fucking bullies, all right? Recently, this guy, I'm not even going to mention his name, he's 6'6", got 60 pounds on me, and he thinks that he can just walk into the ring with someone that's trained, someone that's actually put their blood, sweat, and tears. You know, a physical fight, a fitness is really what the reason why I love boxing. I fell in love with the fitness aspect of it. And let me explain to you how that's related to me growing my business. One of my friends, Jeremy, on this live stream said, Lee, you know what? If you want to really make an impact and become an 8-figure entrepreneur, you're going to have to make a transformation. You're going to have to become a completely different person. And I've seen my man Jeremy become a completely different person. If any of y'all want to learn digital marketing, you got to check out his brand new course. He'll give you a certification on how to become a digital marketer. But the reality is that that's when I went into the boxing gym. And at the boxing gym, you know, I realized that I wasn't pushing myself in the gym when I would go to the gym. I had this guy that had fought 4 world champions that would push me to the absolute fucking brink to where I was pouring in sweat. And then one day I had this idea to jump in the ring and spar. And this kid, I'll never forget, my son brought my son to the gym. And this kid's like, I used to play college football. I brought my college football roommate. You want to spar? And I was like, well, fuck yeah, I want to spar. My son is, you know, not going to watch his dad get his ass kicked or get challenged right in the boxing gym. And this fucking guy that was a quarterback of a Division I football team jumped in the ring with me. And I realized that I have a natural gift. And I just want you to know one thing. Sometimes it's just crossing it off the bucket list that you're willing to step in there and fight that is the most honorable thing. I'm sitting here to the right of a guy, my camera and content master over here, Nick, and he saw what we were doing in boxing and even got in the ring many times in spars. And so I think it's really cool when men actually cross that off the bucket list and face their fears and stop running from fights. Because it signifies something that you're stop running from in business. You're going to stop running from the haters that are calling you out on Instagram. You're going to stop worrying about them, so you'll start creating your personal brand. And you're going to stop really the idea of falling flat on your face. My friend Zach, he's a cage fighter. He's 12-0 in a cage. He says, dude, when you walk into the cage, you have to accept the worst case scenario that you're going to get your ass beat in front of your friends, in front of your family, in front of the whole world. And that maybe you're going to get your ass beat and maybe you're going to get hit so hard you'll wet yourself. Can you imagine that? Wetting yourself in front of everybody? Who would like to see me get knocked out and wet myself? I'm sure there's tons of people. I love to see all the haters come out in the fight club because I knew this was going to happen. I knew somebody was going to challenge me. And the reality is I'm excited and I'm happy about it. I'm happy that this guy who wants clout, I won't mention his name, he wants clout. And you know what he did? He worked for one of my buddies, and he's one of these guys. Brian's not going to be the guy. He doesn't want to be a part of our blue-collar boot camp. See, the way that you're going to get access to this fight is you're going to attend the blue-collar boot camp or you're going to get the live stream because I'm going to be the first entrepreneur, and I'm doing it for a positive reason, to build the blue-collar entrepreneur spirit. I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you a little blood. I'm going to give you a little entertainment. And in between that, you're going to get what you need to grow your business, what you need to not get beat in the digital marketing space by tougher contractors. And, the reality is, if you're excited to see a fight and that motivates you to do more personal development and it's a transformational moment where you realize that maybe you can be born again. For me, I had a middle life crisis. I didn't know, if I was going to be ready. I saw people protesting out my door and I was worried if they came to knock on my door, would I be able to defend my family with my hands, with the guns, with my business? And is my business set up for COVID? Now, my business obviously last year was very heavy on social media marketing. We were able to have a huge sales team, our biggest year of all time, and it's because of 5 years worth of work. And these same idiots that said I was stupid for creating personal branding content and relaying it to roofing now are seeing that I was smart. And even my biggest haters realize that I'm good for the industry, that I push everybody to do better, and that, like at this Blue Collar American Dream Conference with more than 800 roofing contractors of all different types, that we're here together as the future of America to raise the status of the working class. Now, this dude, man, it's the hilarious thing. He's one of these sales guys that wants to be me. He wants to be the roof coach without reading the marketing books. He wants to be the guy who, we gave away heavyweight championship belts for growth. A guy started with us, Josh and Dan Lucas. They grew their business from $16 million to $60 million. We took their business to the moon. Now, if you want me to take your business to the moon, go to tothemooncontractor.com. It's the fastest and best 5 case studies, guys that grew their business, the fastest with my business. I say success leaves clues. If you study success, and if you go to tothemooncontractor.com, whether you do it after this stream, we'll drop it in the comments, or right now, I don't care. But the reality is, learn about how we were able to get Josh's business to, when he started with me, with $16 million, the next year with $30 million, the next year $60 million. And his company's Smart Roof out of Virginia. And the reality is I gave away championship belts because I wanted to recognize the men that were the real examples out there winning. And so you got all these salesmen that say that owners screwed them out of money. Or you got these sales guys that said, all the time talking shit about me on the internet. And I got tired of my character being assassinated. And I thought by, being a little bit more disciplined in the weight room and having a little bit more ability with my hands, that people wouldn't be so quick to want to fight me. And it's hilarious to see somebody who doesn't want to train, who's fat, who thinks that they can go for fucking 3-minute rounds with me in a cage, just try and step up for this physical test. Because, dude, let me tell you something. If people knock me down, I get back up. I've been knocked down. I've had the shit beat out of me. And the truth is, I don't stop coming. You have to kill me. And that's how I am in my business. It's funny how that relates. It's funny how I see a lot of people that think that they are badasses, but they don't treat it like a badass treats it. See, if you want to take your contracting company to the moon, you have to train all the time. You have to advance all the time. You have to push yourself. You have to spend time around other people that may intimidate you, that may beat you up. Look, there's some of the guys in the gym I'm frankly intimidated by. One of them I was practicing with, he's got really good hands, and he practices with 10-ounce gloves. I told him before we started sparring, I'm like, dude, these 10-ounce gloves, dude, if you catch me, I'm going to be real with you. I have a little fucking screw loose. You hit me too hard in the head, I'm going to hit you back with equal power, and you're using 10-ounce gloves. I got 16-ounce gloves. Just be warned. And he popped me in my nose, and my nose bloodied up. And, the deal is, dude, I fucking went a little bit ham on the dude. He's my training partner. I should have been a little bit nicer to teach him a lesson or whatever, okay? The point is, the dude fucking started talking shit. Said he could beat my ass. Said I kicked him in the nuts. Didn't want to spar me. Well, our coach, he said, get in the fucking cage. Y'all quit talking shit. And inside that cage, dude, he went to the mat a couple times. I do boxing and Muay Thai. I like the kicks. I like the elbows. And I'm planning to literally take this contractor fight club so that we give contractors what they want to see, a little violence, a little blood, as an example for the fight for our dreams. And in between, maybe something that could be construed as negative, we're going to throw in the positive, okay? We got a Spartan race on Sunday before this boot camp that we're all going to race outside in a way to challenge ourselves physically, get to know each other. And then we're going to actually spend 2 days, a small group, like 50 people. And it's kind of a sample for my Sky Diamonds Elite program. My Sky Diamonds Elite program is the program that Josh is in, the guy that grew his business from 16 million to 60 million. And see, whenever people want to be roof coaches, they don't realize when I was first a roof coach, I couldn't get people results like that. I've been doing this for 5 years. I put in a lot. I've hired a lot of coaches. I spent $500,000 on my own coaches. I've had guys in my corner, and I've been training, and I've been testing my methods. And so the fucking guy says, people want what we have. They want all the fucking glory without the fucking blood. And so I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not afraid to get beat. I'm not afraid to lose. I've been doing this in my business. I trust anyways. I have faith. See, I reached out to this guy. I said, hey, you didn't work out with my buddy. Okay, so my buddy loaned him a Lambo, loaned him a fucking a Yukon. He did a podcast with me, and he came in here and did a good podcast. It was a good fucking podcast. Did a little door-to-door objection series stuff, and I was impressed with the kid. But all the salesmen are full of shit. They tell you they fucking sell 30 million, they sell fucking half that. Most of the time, they don't know that I was raised in a warrior culture of sell, build, collect. I take this roofing and contracting shit seriously. The reason why I can scale contracting businesses big is we teach our people to sell, build, collect. And so I got these idiots right here. He's on the stream here saying that you took $500K from your salespeople and invested it into coaches. Be honest. See, this is what somebody who's unwilling to spend money on coaches or unwilling to hire people. And the reality is that all they can do is just look at me and say that I'm a fraud. You're a fraud. You're a fraud. You're a fraud. And I've been dealt with this my whole life. Some people would let this stop you from telling your story, but that's not what I'm going to do. Because the truth is like, even if we go into the cage, the truth is this guy's going to meet me. And he's going to find out that I'm a real fucking guy. And I don't ever fucking fight unless I'm willing to die. And the dude is going to say, okay, what? Now I can respect this guy. And maybe he is the real deal. And we'll shake hands and we'll squash the beef. And maybe we can collaborate to dominate. Because I actually reached out to the dude. I thought maybe I could be a good mentor for him, teach him high-ticket coaching, consulting. We live in this world where everybody has to build their own business and can't be a part of a team. There's just so many lone wolves out there. Guys that, like I said, their ego's not, it's so big that they can't be a part of somebody else's team. And I invited him to my event, didn't come. Didn't want to show up for an office. I was like, hey, come train with us in the gym. Maybe we can build a relationship doing a physical activity, and then we can get to know each other, and then maybe you could work with me as a high-ticket coach, or maybe you could, maybe I was exploring this opportunity. And, this fucking guy, he said no, and as soon as basically found out the guy that he used to work for was in my group, he started talking shit about me. And I don't care. Until he said that I'm a pussy, snowflake, coward that's unwilling to fight, and that I'm a fake fighter. And now he's tagging people like Taylor McCarthy, who's a good guy. But me and him, we worked for a year together, and now we're not necessarily on talking terms. Why? Because I created Knockstar University and gave it to him. But that's for another story. And if Taylor wanted to settle it up with a soccer match or a basketball match or some sort of a positive physical contest and then be men and shake hands and continue our relationship later on, I'd be cool with that too. I know Taylor doesn't want to fight. So Jake's 6'6". He's 240 pounds. He thinks he doesn't have to train. He thinks that I'm 6'1", 180 pounds, and that he's going to bully me. He's going to call me a fucking coward. No, that's not going to happen. On June 29th, I'm going to square up with this guy in a cage, and we're going to go Muay Thai. That's what I train. That's hands, elbows, knees, kicks. There's a fucking door to that cage, and it shuts. And the person that walks out that cage is going to be the clear winner. And we've got celebrity guest coaches. I'm going to be giving lots of new details about this blue-collar boot camp. But the reality is, guys, you know what? You might say, Lee, this is negative for your brand. Why are you doing this? And I would tell you, look, in this world we live in, that money is attracted to speed. And this is a world where attention gets turned into currency. And what I want to do is I want to get everybody's attention. That Lee Haight can help people double, triple, quadruple sales, that Lee Haight cares about the blue-collar entrepreneur community. And this year, as our roofing company grew into the top 10 of all roofing companies, it wasn't just because of me. It's because of an amazing team. It's because of an amazing inner circle, amazing people all around me. I'm not self-made. My dad taught me a lot of stuff. He's been my coach my whole life. And he grew up fighting his brother. See, my dad and my uncle were 1 year apart, and they beat the shit out of each other. And that's part of what made them really good entrepreneurs, is they were willing to push each other. And one day, it was about 1998, they split up. Our family split up. And I grew up as the poor Haight. Now, I still was an entitled little snowflake rich kid that had a nice house, a nice truck, and a boat, and had all the cool parties with all the hot girls. And whenever I went to college, I failed out. I did drugs. I failed out. I was a failure. I came back to my small hometown. I had nothing. I was homeless. I was broker than fuck. I stole shit to fucking eat. It was terrible. And essentially, I had to tool my life. And that's when I got in the roofing business. And my dad never gave me anything except for knowledge and pushing. He pushed me. I knocked all the doors, recruited all the guys, worked after over 40 different markets. And he didn't do none of the fighting for me. All right. Now, he helped me clean up some messes, and he definitely traveled all across the country and supported me growing up. And I really feel like I owe it to the industry to give back and be a coach and be an example, because for one, after doing this 17 years, it gives me energy. It gives me passion. For two, it grows the network. For three, I get to test my growth system. And if I can make it successful for you, then I certainly can make it successful for me. And over the years, 5 years, we've evolved our recruiting system. We've evolved our lead generation system. We've evolved our ability to recruit, hire, train door-to-door warriors. And we want Spartans. And I thought, Lee, why don't you go back to the time of the Vikings? And this was about a year ago. Why don't you go back to the time of the Spartans? Why don't you, if the world's going to end and potentially we're going to go to civil war, prepare to protect your family as if the fucking Spartans would? And me and my son, we joined an MMA gym. My son does jiu-jitsu, and he does Muay Thai as well, and we love it. It's a bond that we share. We go there together every day. The guys that run the gym, all my coaches, I love them all, okay? I honestly don't have enough time. My biggest problem is that they all want me in their classes. They all want me to get better and give their sport more time. And the truth is, I feel like I'm dating 3 different girls between jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and boxing. And it's a sport you fall in love with that's the hurt business. And I've been walking around fucked up, limping for literally almost every week. There's something fucked up on me, whether it's a busted rib, a busted foot, a busted nose. And, here's the deal. I'm going to war. And I'm going to war for you. I'm going to war to show you exactly what you need to see so you can face your fears. Have the courage to tell your story. Don't worry about the haters. Start putting video content out there that attracts good people to your organization. Start shouting your message to the mountaintops. Start just putting yourself out there. And dude, if I get my ass knocked out by somebody that's 6'6", 240 pounds, I'm going to get back up and I'm going to go till I can't fucking awake. You don't understand. And that's going to be entertaining. Who wants to see that? Do you want to see that? If you do and you hate me, you will still pay me to see that. You love me or you hate me, you're still going to pay me. Okay? And we're going to do this. We're going to be the blue-collar contractor fight club that's willing to squash beef instead of being keyboard warriors, that's willing to put their fucking, body and mind and ego aside to be a part of a brotherhood that pushes them. And so this is a weird thing. When you walk into an MMA gym, dude, I have to realize every day there's someone in that gym that can fuck me up. And if I get out of line, that's what I'm getting, is an ass beating. Literally. If I hit somebody too hard, if I'm disrespectful. And, the reality is a lot of people don't live in that world. There's no fucking checks and balances to this world we live in of fakeness. The social media shit is bullshit. It distracts you. It causes you unnecessary anxiety. It prevents you from fucking fighting for your dreams. And if it takes me to get your attention and you love the UFC and you love boxing and you're a huge fan of fighting like me, then you know that you would love to see your favorite roof coach go into the cage and challenge a fucking giant. Okay? So this guy says, I'm a legit Titan. I've got 5 knockouts. I don't have one amateur fight, dog. You're 5-6. You're 5-1. This will be my first fucking fight. So I want you to know one thing. You better be ready. You better be ready, dog. You better be ready. You fucking called me out. I'm not the bully. I'm the guy trying to help. I tried to help you. I tried to bring you into my team. Why are you insecure? Is it because, in fact, that you have ripped people off? Is it because, in fact, you've stolen from people? Usually the people that are screaming about other people being thieves are the ones that are the most dishonest. And the reality is, after fucking 17 years, I would be nobody without my family. There've been so many times where maybe I would have not stood behind a leak or been a shade ball in an arrangement. But we don't live that way. My family doesn't live that way. We stand behind every promise. We stand behind every job because we live in a transparent world. And my brand promise to my clients is that we deliver transparent solutions. Their pizza's here or not? He's down there calling me. Let's get that True Foods pizza. So anybody have any questions? Why I'm taking a cage fight? What this is for? I'm happy to address it. This is going to be going down June 27th through the June 29th at the Blue Collar Boot Camp. It's going to be the last day. And on June 29th, we're going to go into the cage. Me and this guy that's been talking shit says that I'm a coward, that I'm a fake fighter, and that he's going to whoop my ass. And even though we're not in the same weight class, I don't give a fuck how much weight you lose. I don't give a shit what you weigh. You're going to fucking get that ultimate lie detector test. And we're going to find out. Dude, let me be real with you. When I was a kid, I was kind of full of shit, man. I'll be real with you. My parents whooped my ass for lying. And, as I've grown in business, is this sanctioned? I don't think it's a sanctioned event. I think this is an exhibition match. We could call it a sparring match. Because if it's sanctioned, it's not legal. See, the laws in Florida state, very simply, that this man has to be within 20 pounds of me to have a real professional fight. So this is an exhibition match. It's sparring. It's going to be put on the internet. You're going to have to buy access to it. Is it sanctioned? I don't think so. I think this is going to be the contractor underground fight club that everybody's been wanting. And yeah, I knew somebody was going to step up to the plate. I was hoping it would be an influencer, but they don't want to do the physical combat, so I'm not going to call them out. I'm not going to go around telling people I'm going to beat them up after I train, and I do that every fucking day. This guy thinks that he can fucking go with me for 9 minutes. I guess he thinks he's going to knock me out. He sent me an Instagram, said, send 4 of your best people, and I'll knock them out before I fight you. And I'm thinking, the arrogance of your man. At least I respect my opponent. I saw some video of him. He's got some hands, and it's going to be a contest. He's trained, says he's got 6 amateur fights and 5 knockouts. This guy's name's Jake Justin, and he's a salesman. He's a good salesman, but he's going to find out sometimes in life being a good salesman isn't all that it takes. Sometimes you have to have heart. Sometimes you have to fucking stand behind your word. And sometimes you have to do the work necessary. You have to pay the cost to be the boss. The work's done in the training. And so I want to train you to double, triple, quadruple the sales in your business, Justin Lyon. And I have never been able to really help you before. And if you get to watch me bleed and sample the Sky Diamonds Elite program and you really just want to watch the fight, look, it's a perfect opportunity for us to connect, because then you'll learn my complete scaling blueprint the 2 days before. You'll realize how I can make you millions of dollars, and then you'll be entertained, and maybe you'll be inspired to go to the boxing gym and train a little bit too. So, Justin, we've never done business before. If you go to www.bluecollarbootcamp, I advise you to get your tickets to this event. There's not going to be very many in-person tickets. I probably can only sell about 50. And they're $2,500 a piece. Going to be doing the live stream, and I'll let you know more of that when it's going on. But let me tell y'all something, guys. I got a friend of mine, Kelly Pavlik. He got inducted in the Ring Hall of Fame. He's a middleweight champion. He knocked out Jermaine Taylor. He just agreed to be the guest judge as long as his schedule doesn't conflict. My coach, Cosmo Alexander, look him up. He knocked out Sage Northcutt in his last fight and rearranged his face. Fucked his face up, so broke orbital fractures that had to be repaired in lots of different places. And so Cosmo's going to be there. Billy, my boxing coach, he fought Chavez Jr. He also fought 3 other world champions. And, you know, the reality is I wanted this guy who lives in Naples to come train with me because he's a good athlete. And I thought, man, this guy will be a good sparring partner for me. And if you just come in the gym, maybe you could get to know me a little bit and realize I'm not a fraud. And then maybe we could work together. Or maybe I could find out if you were a fraud. And then by not even coming out in the gym, by not even responding, by just fucking trying to be a bully and use your weight and try and say you're going to whoop my ass publicly, you thought that was the fucking right answer? That's not the right answer, brother. You'll find that out when we exit that cage and you shake my hand and you say good fight. And I'll say good fight too, buddy, and I'll wish you the best. But for all blue-collar entrepreneurs that want to build their status, raise their – you're going to have to take carriage and do outlandish shit like this to get attention. And let this be an example that you need to have balls to tell your story. You need to have balls to be willing to look stupid out there. And what happens? What's the worst that can happen? Who the fuck cares? Not that many people care. They just want to be entertained. So are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Go to tothemooncontractor.com if you want the best video I've ever created. It will give you 5 different case studies on how you can earn your own championship belt through growing your business. See, we give away championship belts in my coaching program. We had a lightweight champion, Dustin Douglas, who grew his business from 0 to $6 million in 18 months. You can check out my Instagram story. He just got his belt. Then you got our middleweight champion, which was Ricky Southers, a retail roofer who only did $2.8 million before he came to the elite program. But he used my lead generation methods to generate leads. He also built a sales team with my recruiting. And even though he's not insurance restoration, he still scaled his business. And so the case studies at tothemooncontractor.com. Go to tothemooncontractor.com. You're also, if you take me up on my offer at the tothemooncontractor.com, you are going to get access to this fight. It's a fucking great idea. It's a big idea to help roofers. Look, for me, fighting's mental health. I have a lot of different people that come and go and they talk a lot of shit, but my business is not easy. Scaling a contracting business means you scale your expense. You have a lot of challenges. And the way that I deal with, I used to drink more. I used to even smoke a lot of weed. But the reality is that with my boxing workout, it's mental therapy. It allows me to get rid of that bad toxicity. And then I have the best meditations, the best visualizations. I give myself goosebumps and make myself cry after I leave the boxing gym and turn up Drake all the way. Can I get some hearts for who don't like to be fired up on Drake? Because Drake fills up stadiums and Lee Haight is too. And if it takes me going toe-to-toe to fill up the stadium, no fucking problem, because here's the deal. The goal is to be on a Jake Paul undercard. I've got tickets, ringside tickets to Logan Paul versus Mayweather. And you know what? I'm in there. I'm telling you, Jorge Masvidal is sitting there. This is all motivated by a picture of me at Live Nightclub when we rented Live Nightclub after we gave away the championship belts. Justin Dant, $7 million to $15 million. See, this is what pisses people off that are wannabe roof coaches. He said, you sold out the lunchroom at Fontainebleau. I had 800 fucking contractors in COVID on the same weekend as GrowthCon. We gave Grant Cardone the big fuck you, Mr. White Collar. Here's the blue collars over here. We got Ed Milet. We got Brad Lee. We got Jorge Masvidal. And we're fucking taking over the home service contracting industry. Fuck your car salesman real estate bullshit. And you know where you were? You were nowhere to be found even though you had a free ticket. Because I asked you to be my friend, now you want to fight. And let me tell you something. I'm a mean bean, motherfucker. That's a mean bean pole. So get this 180 ass kicking on your 240 ass. And I can't wait. I can't fucking wait to knock this little bitch out. So go to tothemooncontractor.com if you want to knock your goals out of the park. If you want to grow your business double, triple, quadruple. Fighting helped me grow my business whenever I was going to chase a storm, knocking doors. Basically, I wanted to quit. I was away from my family like 6 weeks. I was back-to-back hurricanes, and I was trying to create content of landing large loss deals. Everybody comes to me, Lee, I want to learn how to land whales. And I'm in the middle of landing a monster whale I can't tell you about right now. But I'm letting you know right now that because of the boxing workouts, the way it works is you go 3-minute rounds and you go till you puke. You go till you can't go no more. And it just kind of conditioned me. The 75 hard, it meant no drinking, and I was in the middle of it. And, dude, it gave me extra energy when I wanted to quit. I made one more door knock. And sometimes that one more door knock is the difference between life and death. And what happened was it was a knockout punch. It was a $5 million deal, 1,000-square roof, complete rebuild. See, wannabe roof coaches want to do what I did, because you know what I did? I paid $30,000, had a documentary film crew film me closing the boardroom meeting, and you can get access to it for $297 at Large Loss Boss. It's the best training inside of Sky Diamonds University because it shows you actually what it would look like over my shoulder getting a large loss commercial roof bought, getting a large loss commercial deal closed in HOA. And just like I'm bringing the camera into the cage fight, I brought the camera into the boardroom because I don't care about losing the multi-million-dollar deal all for your view and pleasure. Are you not entertained? Don't you see? I don't mind being your gladiator. I don't mind it. I love it. It inspires me. It makes me be the best version of myself. And all the haters, I love them. I love them. I respect them. I pray for them. I wish them the best. And also at the same time, I love to teach them lessons. So that's why I'm taking a cage fight. I hope I answered your questions. Go to tothemooncontractor.com. Take me up on my offer to get access to it. tothemooncontractor.com. Look forward to helping everybody out.